everybody's favorite. Yes, Johnny Champion, Johnny the Man, Johnny Gargano. When did you know, Johnny? When did you know that, hey, pro wrestling, this is something that I wanted to do?
So when I was 8 years old, my friend said like, hey, like watch this thing called professional wrestling, and I was big in like Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and things like that. So I was like, I don't know. So I was a little hesitant at first, but my buddy showed me, and I immediately, as soon as I watched it, I fell in love with it. I was like, oh my God, this is just what I have to do. I saw Shawn Michaels, and I was like, oh my God, like I need to do that. Like it's like the athleticism and the charisma and just everything behind it, the larger than life characters. It spoke to me. I said like I immediately had to do it. And so like when I was 8 years old, like I had to make the decision like I need to be this. And I'm 32 now, so it's been a long road.
Johnny, you mentioned Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels is now an integral part of NXT.
He is.
What was it like for you to have HBK, someone that you saw, you admired and watched?
It's crazy. Like I said, Shawn was painted on my wall. I used to dress and dance like him around my house, a sexy boy, all the time. My mom used to make me costumes and all that good stuff. And now to be able to work with him on a regular basis, to walk in the Performance Center almost every single day and watch wrestling with him, or text him if I have a question, or just like, talk to him as a friend. It's amazing. It's literally a dream come true. I say everything happens for a reason, but to be in this position I'm in now with NXT, going on the USA Network 2 hours every Wednesday night, to be working with Shawn Michaels, to be working with Triple H, like it's literally the best case scenario for a performer.
And Johnny, mentioning that NXT on the USA Network, 2 hours live, what does it mean to you? What does it mean to NXT to be able to have this now on USA Network?
Yeah, it's amazing. I've been waiting for this day for a very, very long time. I've been here for 4 years, and in every interview I've done, I've said NXT is the main roster. There's Raw, there's SmackDown, there's NXT, there's 3 brands. And everyone will be like, yeah, but, well, there is no yeah, but. We are on the USA Network every Wednesday night, 2 hours. We are the A show now. And for me, and for all these guys that are like a family to me, this team we have working here, because that really is what it is. NXT is a family. It is a team. We all work towards one common goal, and that is making NXT the best brand it possibly can be. And a lot of these guys, I've known them for over 10 years. I have traveled the world with these guys. We scratched and we clawed just to get here. And now that we're here, we're going to change the game.
In doing that, does that help too? Because you have a lot of new talent. You have competitors that have done indies and other performances. But you've mentioned there's several people here that have been with you on the roads and all like that. How does that transcend here? How does that help, if it helps?
It does help. I mean, we all have the same mindset. We all have the same mindset where we're going to go out there and we're going to kill it. We're going to put on the best show possible, and it also creates a very competitive environment, a friendly competitive environment where like you think you're going to steal the show? No, I'm going to steal the show. I'm going to go out there and do what I do. And that also, I think, trickles down. I think that competition, that energy, that atmosphere just helps the whole building. It helps people that don't come from wrestling or aren't in that position yet to kind of see that and be like, that's what I need to do to get there. Okay, I'm going to work a little harder.
We're at the WWE Performance Center.
Yes.
Johnny, where did you train when you started?
So I trained in Cleveland, Ohio, Cleveland All-Pro Wrestling School by a guy named JT Lightning. I started training when I was 13 years old. So I started very young, and I had my first pro match at 16, 17. So I've been doing this a very, very long time.
What was that training facility like?
It was I walk in here all the time, and I tell people that are not from this how lucky they are to be getting paid to train in this facility, to whereas I trained in a little rinky-dink garage, like a little basement, where they had no air conditioning, had no heat. So in the winter times in Cleveland, it'd be freezing cold. But and I paid to train there. I didn't get paid to do it. I paid money to do that as well because I wanted to be a wrestler. But that's just kind of the thing that guys like me. That's why this place is filled with a lot of guys like me who can appreciate this place, because we had that same story where we paid a lot of money to train in little rinky-dink places, but it makes us appreciate how awesome this place is and how some of the best wrestling minds in the world are in this building, that some of the best resources in the world are in this building, and like if you don't get better in this place, it's your fault.
And Johnny, what does it mean to you with Candice and the success she's having now and the big match that she has coming up?
Yeah, it was so awesome. like I said, the competitor in me, of course, wanted to be the first match on the USA Network, but the fact that I got to sit back and watch Candice be the first match and win the first match on the USA Network, and all those girls absolutely killed it. They tore it down. They represented NXT so well. I was so proud of all of them. But Candice does hold a special place in my heart. So to see her do that, to see her make history, to see what she's going to do tonight with Shayna, it's so cool, man. And I'm a proud husband, but I've said a long time that Candice LeRae is my favorite wrestler. Even if she's not my wife, I think she's great. So yeah, I can't wait to see what she does.
Do you guys talk wrestling too when you're at home, or do you try to keep that separate?
We do. We talk wrestling sometimes. I constantly have a wrestling brain. I'm surrounded by it constantly. My wife's a wrestler. All my best friends are wrestlers. My job's wrestling. So I'm just in it 24/7. When we have our downtime, I try to not think about it, but there's still times where I'm walking in like Disney World with her, and she sees me start doing like this, and she's like, "Are you thinking about a match?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I get caught a lot sometimes. But yeah, we do think about wrestling, and I think that we bring out the best in each other.
And are you guys going to Disney World a lot now?
We are. We are going there probably tomorrow, actually. We're there like all the time. She's a big Disney freak, and she got me into Disney as well. So that if we're not at the Performance Center, we're probably at Disney World. And Disney World's like Disney World. Performance Center is like the Disney World of wrestling, and Disney World is like the Disney World of Disney World. So we're both places.
All right, Johnny, well said with that. And lastly, the fans at Full Sail Live.
Yeah.
This is interesting. It's not going to be a touring show. It's always going to be a Full Sail Live. What can you say about the fans and the passion that they bring, and them now being able to be a part of this as well?
It's so important, man. Just to see the energy they brought the last 2 weeks, they've been so crazy, and they know how special this is, and they want to make this special. And they are a huge integral part of what NXT is. That intimate environment where just crazy, passionate fans going wild. That is what NXT is all about. It's not about these huge arenas. It's not about all that. Like, we can do that for TakeOver and things like that, but like NXT in its core is this little Fight Club mentality, and those fans, they're as much a part of this show as we are. I think they are maybe one of the most important parts of the show, because if you watch a show where fans are quiet and they're not having fun, they're not energetic, isn't a good show. They're the best.
And lastly, Johnny, do you have a favorite Johnny champion, Johnny NXT, Johnny wrestler?
I'm gonna have to go original. I'm gonna go Johnny Wrestling. That's OG, so I'll go that one.
Thank you, Johnny.